Hi, and welcome to another video from CSCI 1300. In this video, we will cover the use of the print command in C++. The print command, known as cout, allows us to display information from the code onto the terminal or onto the output screen of your computer. Anything that we have printed in our hello world, the words hello world, comes from a string of characters that are denoted by what is enclosed within the quotation marks in line 6 of our print statement. The inline allows us to add an additional line of information, so it adds an interspace at the end of our print statement. And the cout command is what allows us to print that piece of information to the screen for the user or for another user to see. We can modify this, so let's try modifying hello world. So instead of saying hello world, you could say hello CSCI 1300. And I'm going to save my program before I compile it, and then I'm going to click the run button. And we see here that we are getting hello CSCI 1300 instead of our previous result. We can also do forms of math with our print statements. So say we wanted to do basic arithmetic or multiplication or division, we can do that as well. And when we run this, what we'll notice is that the compiler is able to take 39 plus 3 and provide us with 42 as a result. Another thing that we can do is we can do multiplication in a similar fashion and get a similar output. If we want to actually combine outputs together, we can do so. So here I'm going to add an additional operator before what I had before, and I will sandwich in a new string to precede the output of the multiplication on line 6. So when I print this, you can see that we have the answer is printed, and then the answer itself of 42. We could also do this by breaking up the cout command into two different commands. So if I take this and create two lines of code, we can also do that as well. And what you'll notice is that we have now displayed the information in two different rows. If we were to omit an inline, watch what happens to our output. We now have the same thing as before because we have concatenated the first line into the second one because there is no enter at the end of the first print statement. Another useful piece of information to note is how to modify a string itself. Say we take our hello world and we want to print hello world, but we want the quotations to appear around hello world when we print it. By default, when we're printing a string, we have to use quotations for that string to be recognized as output in the print statement. So we have to use an additional command for quotations to be recognized as characters in the output sequence. So in order for that to happen, we will use a backslash followed by a quotation mark. Backslash allows the quotation to be recognized as part of the character string that we want to print. This is called an escape sequence character, and it allows us to do this with multiple types of characters in an output print statement. You can see here that when we print hello world, we're now printing it with quotation marks. If we wanted to actually print, for instance, an escape character in the middle of the string, we would have to use an additional escape character for one of them to be recognized as a character in the output string sequence. So if I save again and run, what you'll notice is that the backslash is now being recognized as part of the output sequence of characters. These are just a couple of tips for formatting your output sequences in C++. Thanks, and happy coding.